What up? So it's the next day, and if you caught the last video, you saw that we finally, after several months, after $12,000, picked up the turbo swapped my Forever K Daihatsu Mira walkthrough. And it was a mixed bag of emotions, for being honest. I paid a lot of money for this car, paid a lot of money for it to get service, and I was expecting a turnkey, everything worked. Exactly what happened to my white Mira, like I could drive this thing all the way to Florida if I want to, right? And unfortunately, that's really not what we got. And I guess some of it is my fault, some of it, hopefully we get resurrected. I'll keep you guys posted on exactly what's happening on that side. But to start off, I think our biggest issue is the throttle cable. So this little nugget is held on by a zip tie. That is not how I wanted my introduction to my Mira to go. Luckily, it's been working for, I've only really driven it from the ports. I went to the post office and I dropped off some orders, but that's pretty much it. I don't really trust this car for me to drive it really anywhere, honestly. I would say that's probably the biggest thing and the main thing that we're gonna get fixed tomorrow. So my plan for today was actually drive to my cousin John's house, the one that helps me do everything with cars, but he's busy today, and I felt like, while I have the day free myself, let me diagnose some of the things that are wrong with the car, so when I see him tomorrow, at least I can be like, all right, I tried to check this, and this, and it didn't work. And then me and him tomorrow could get a lot of things done. So hopefully in the next video, me and him can jerry-rig a way for this to just be a little longer. I know he told me there's a couple different solutions we can have. He said this really isn't the, I wouldn't say it's the biggest deal, but he kind of reassured me that we can most likely get that fixed tomorrow. I already ordered an intake online. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit this car, but shoot or shoot. So I ordered one already. That should be here soon. Something else that doesn't work, and it could really just be the bulbs, are my fog lights. The headlight works with no problem, but when I switch this up and down, nothing comes out. So you can see headlights and daytime lights are for sure on. Those aren't doing anything. Let's flip the switch up. Still getting nothing out of these guys. But yeah, so I want to look into what's going on with my fog lights. Maybe it isn't even connected. Maybe it's something very simple. Maybe just having to view over here. I think I can pop it out honestly without even getting the bumper off. So that's most likely best case scenario. Something else that doesn't work are my wipers. Not even getting sound to the motor. From my understanding, it looks like it isn't even connected. You see that right there? I feel like most likely that has to be connected, which again leads me to this car being swapped. So I'm not sure if it's one of these. I'm not sure if it's one of these guys. There's a whole bunch over there. I'm assuming it has to be something maybe behind this. So I think I want to take a lot of these pieces off. I honestly want to take the whole dash off because I want to swap it over anyway. But for now, I think I just want to take off some of this, see if we get some power to my wipers. And then I would say after fixing those two things, because in my opinion, not having wipers and not having a throttle cable that's reliable is kind of the two biggest things that's wrong with the car right now. I want to look into exactly why my air conditioner doesn't work. So I paid for a new condenser. I paid for the gas to get refilled. I paid for all that. You can even look at the parts. They look brand new. The condenser even spins. Everything seems to be working. This seems to have Freon in there and everything, but I'm not getting any cold air. So again, not really too sure what that's about. I think I'm gonna buy some Freon today. Maybe it's over pressured, maybe it's under pressured. More things to look into. So after we fix those things, I think I'm gonna start adding the WayBeforeTheFame touches. I'll buy some tires for the rims. I'll swap over the dash, which I think the dash in itself, maybe I'll bring it outside today. I think the dash in itself is one of the biggest gambles, I think, when I bought this car. Like I said, I paid $600 for it, and I don't know if it's gonna fit. I think it'll really transform the way the car looks. I think it'll help the Mira walkthrough community because maybe they can add it to their Mira, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. We're gonna pray for the best. That's something I definitely want my cousin and maybe David from ND Imports to help me do, because it's gonna take a lot of fabrication. It's gonna take several hands. So hopefully we can get that done. And then we could drop off the car to Teggy, add a radio after we put the dash in, add the backup camera, swap over the wheel. We could do everything to make the car look pretty. But enough talking, let's try to find some loose connections. Let's use my test light. Let's see if we can get everything figured out. Before I start using this, let me just see if anything here and under the hood needs to be connected. I think a lot of this video is just going to come down to following wires, checking all the fuse boxes and seeing if it's just something small. Like maybe my fog lights don't work because this isn't grounded correctly. Maybe my AC doesn't work because it's also something really small. I think the fact that my wiper motor isn't connected is definitely has to do with something, you know, electrical. Like that's something that I'm not really a pro in. That's why I wanted my cousin to help me. But you know, Wait for the Fame Garage is eventually gonna go solo, so I gotta learn and just get better at all this stuff. So let's put the camera down, let's check for some connections. You know, another thing about buying a car from Japan is like I would love to just be able to text the person who I got this car from, like, hey, did the fog lights ever work? Like when you did the Marigino swap, did they ever work? Did the wipers ever work? Was just like a show card to the person where they only used it on the weekends and they didn't care about the wipers, they didn't care about the fog lights. Like those are the questions that I would love to know. Either way, we're gonna fix it, but I wish I can just get in contact with the person. I think fuse wise on this side I'm looking good. My wiper relay also gave power, which I think is a good sign. Update, so I think what I'm gonna do now is remove the dash. My goal is to go to my cousin's house with as much as a blank canvas as possible, because I know me and him together can get a lot of things done. And seeing how I'm going to swap over this dash anyway, I don't really see the point in keeping it on. Update, dash is essentially completely out and mechanic Nick has made a big update. So here's my fog light switch. Here are the two connectors to said fog light switch. And here is the ground to said fog light switch. It is not connected to anything. So what I'm gonna do is just clamp it on to my key for right now. You can kind of hear it. Not sure if you guys are hearing that, but I'm gonna clamp it on here. And let's see if my fog lights work after I just get this stuck like that. Damn. All right. Maybe there's some more things that need to be connected. Update, all jokes aside, I'm actually very proud of myself. I'm starting to understand wiring. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm looking at right now. The real car guys or the real electricians. I'm definitely doing it wrong, but it works. So as of right now, my fog lights are on. For the last 30 minutes, I was just trying to understand exactly what I was doing wrong. So let me show you guys. Let me flip the camera around and comment below, like what am I doing wrong? I know there has to be something wrong. It just doesn't make sense the way I currently have it right now. All right, so here's what we're working with. This is my fog light switch. As you can see, I have two things connected to it. This one appears to follow all the way back into the battery. The only thing is I see the red wire connected to the positive. Usually it's to the ground. I don't see anything on the ground side, so that's kind of throwing me off right now. Also, this yellow wire, not exactly sure where it's going, but as you can see, fog lights work. Okay, so on top of that, you see how this relay is connected there? It's to this. I'm not even using it. This wasn't giving me any power. I kept trying to touch it over and over. I have my test light here. I was getting it on the ground, I was getting it on the positive, and I was just getting no power out of this. So for some reason, I see these two additional wires. Maybe these are the ones that were supposed to be used the entire time, but I have one out of the two here. This yellow one didn't do anything for me, so I'm using this red one, which I know, like I said, this is 100% not the way it's supposed to be. And then I'm using this red wire, which I said earlier is connected to the battery. And then for all that, I have this grounded to connect it to I don't know what, just the car itself. It looks crazy, but it works. That's one thing that we fixed. Car already looks 1000% better. Just imagine when I get some LEDs. Now let's take a look at the dash that I purchased. My first time unwrapping it. Hopefully the glove box is not broken. Oh, I didn't even realize the cluster's different. Wow, hopefully that's not a big deal. Wow, I never... Hopefully that's not a big deal. So this is the dash that we have currently. When I had my L200 Mira, I just wasn't crazy about the way it looks. I didn't love the fact that I didn't have a glove box. I did like that this was flat because I can put my phone here, I can put a cup holder here. It kind of made sense as far as like a store goes, like for everything to be as flat as possible. But I knew this was going to be my forever K. I wanted it to be a one of one, so that's why I opted to buy this. I didn't realize that the cluster was different. I'm hoping that I can just clean up this glass and hopefully use the same exact cluster. I also want to buy some LED bulbs back here. I need to learn about this as well. Like, I don't even know what size to get, but I want to change all these to much brighter light. But I remember all these scratches when I first bought the car, so I would love to be able to maybe just swap this glass over. Oh no, I can't because this is in a different location. Yeah, let's just hope that this goes in there with no problem, because that'll be a... We're not even going to talk about it. We're actually not going to talk about it. We're just going to manifest that it fits perfectly. You can see all this is exactly the same. I'm going to put my double din A-Toto here. I now have a glove box, which is amazing. I have more AC vents. I think all this just looks a lot cleaner. I put my fog light switch there. This is for the power mirror, so maybe I got to put some electrical tape or something over that. Maybe we could jerry rig this switch to be my underglow maybe. That'd be pretty cool if I could figure out something like that. Then we got the coin holder, cigarette lighter. Everything here just looks 1000% better. Now, is this going to fit the Mira walkthrough? I don't know if anyone has done it on YouTube. I don't know if anyone's done it, period. So that's something that we're going to also be very positive about. And we're going to hope that this is kind of the same thing. We could just make it fit. You can see that looks exactly the same. And it doesn't require too much issues. I'm not going to pretend that it's going to be plug and play, because you can see there's only like 3 holes up there, and with the Mira there's like 10 of them. There's holes here that keep it on, so I think there's going to require a lot of drilling. I think I'm going to bring this to my cousin tomorrow. I think that hopefully together, I think I'm going to incentivize him with some money or something to, like, I think it's going to be a very annoying install, but I think it's possible. I'm hoping it's possible. So probably just gonna end this video here. I don't know if there's much more that I can do. The AC, I think I definitely need his help for that. I'm gonna buy some Freon, and then tomorrow I'll go over his house and see if we can just get that fixed. All right, so 2 L brackets later. Again, we got tons of wiring. This definitely used to be a party bus. I don't know what they were doing with all this in Japan. Hopefully I can utilize most of this stuff. If not, we're definitely gonna save some weight. But I believe my seat bolts on somewhere around this vicinity. Mine didn't look exactly like this. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me grab my seat. Let me just mock it up again and see if we can get that figured out. I don't remember how it was mounted, but I know I sat. Maybe it bolts on just like that, and then this goes here. Yeah, so it bolts on like this. But yeah, I think that, I don't even know how long this video is going to be. It's been about 4 hours of me doing this, but I don't think I got at least like maybe even 30 minutes of footage. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to my cousin's house. Tomorrow we're going to make some major progress. I have an intake coming in. I'll show you guys a picture right now. I'm going to bring the HKS blow valve to him. Hopefully we could fix that throttle cable. I even seen intercooler pipes here. Maybe I'll buy that to freshen up the engine a little bit. Probably add a Blitz radiator cap, why not? I got the strut bar here ready to go. You know, I'm trying to hit corners at 100 kilometers an hour. And then we'll add some H4s in here. You know, that's a necessity. And then once I get my jack, I'll paint the calipers. I'll take off the front bumper. I'm gonna order some H3 fog lights today. I think I'm gonna get yellow ones. I'm gonna keep these lights here. Initially I was gonna tint them, but I'm gonna order yellow bulbs. That way it could just pop a little bit. And then the AC. It's very hot today. It's gonna be hot moving forward, even if it's not hot. I paid to get it fixed. I gotta figure out what's going on. That's something that's very high on the to-do list. And then I wanna get a boost gauge. I wanna get so many things. You guys saw the last video. I have parts and parts and parts and parts, underglow, rims, parts and parts and parts and parts and parts and parts of things that need to go in this car. So for now, we're just gonna end this video here. I'm gonna leave the car like this. I'll add that dash in the back. Hopefully me and my cousin tomorrow can install that, because that'll be a huge upgrade. And then I gotta figure out this seat situation. Maybe I just take this off the car for now. That way when I'm picking people up, I could just have that additional seat. And then we definitely gotta figure out some speakers. There's no way that this used to be such a baller party bus and I currently have no radio or speakers. But thank you guys for watching. Road to 40K, road to 100K. We gotta fix this rear bumper too. Lots of stuff, lots of videos, and a K-van coming soon more than likely. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.